If you had to characterize or describe in a couple of words what the last quarter was like for you guys, what would you say? How would you describe it?
It was certainly challenging, but I also think we come out of the quarter very optimistic. We have really great franchise owners in Canada, in the U.S., and across the globe that have been working really hard with their team members, trying to get the business back on track. We've seen growth in our off-premise business, whether it's drive-through or delivery or digital. Our investment in technology with the Tim's app, but also in Burger King and Popeyes has been a big part of the story for us over the last 90 days in the last quarter. And we've done an amazing job, I think, with our teams in the restaurants of continuing to serve our guests safely through drive-thrus and delivery. And I think as we come out of the quarter and head into the back half of the year, we feel optimistic. Certainly a lot of work to do. Certainly things are changing. But we feel optimistic that we have amazing, resilient brands, great partners in our restaurant owners, and amazing team members in the restaurants to be able to do the work that we need to do to be able to continue to serve our communities in Canada and across the globe.
Jose, if I were to drill down on the Tim Hortons business and build off of what you've just said, can you give us a taste on how the business might be ultimately reshaped through what you've been going through? And I say that because, we've also talked about the story of Starbucks over the last few weeks and how, if you've got drive-through locations, and certainly Tim's has plenty of them, there has been a great opportunity to serve customers that way. But for locations in city centers where maybe traffic has been changed, that's raised all sorts of questions around, the size of locations, what they look like in the future. So Starbucks has already weighed in on that front. Can you just give us a sense on how you're thinking about some of those issues going forward?
Sure. Look, it's clear that the business has changed dramatically over the last 17 weeks since the pandemic hit North America back in March. But we were well positioned as Tim Hortons and with our other brands as well. We were well positioned heading into it with a really broad array of real estate and restaurant formats to be able to serve guests off premise. So we have, as you mentioned, we have a really big and large number of drive-thru locations throughout Canada. We invested quite a bit with our restaurant technology team, a number of engineers that have been building apps and digital experiences for guests to be able to enjoy the brands and enjoy Tim Hortons in Canada through off-premise, through digital, contactless payments, to be able to pick up through curbside and takeout. So we've been investing in this. We've been seeing a trend towards off-premise. Delivery is a growing part of our business. We had 200 restaurants with delivery back in February, March, and today we have 1,200 in Canada. So we're one of the restaurant brands with most units in terms of delivery access points, if you will. So we see that there's a change taking place. We saw that coming before COVID. We think the COVID pandemic and the reaction of guests and the governments has kind of accelerated the changes. And we're well positioned to be able to continue to serve our guests. And we have great partners and franchise owners in Canada that are really excited about continuing to connect well with our guests through all these different service modes.
Well, you guys are big, and there are some players in the industry that have a lot of size and scale, which likely puts you in a fairly positive situation versus some other players. I think we're just trying to figure out where the whole restaurant industry goes. And I wonder, do you think for companies that maybe are more skewed towards casual dining, are there going to be some casualties along the way if we can't get this health crisis figured out, in the near term?
Look, I've been in the business 20 years, and my dad was in the business. And I remember as a kid visiting restaurants with him because he was a district manager for a casual dining business here in the U.S. I'm saddened to see the impact that this crisis has had on many small businesses, including restaurants here in the U.S., in Canada. And so we take no pleasure in that at all. But when we look internally, we look at our business, we look at our system, we look at our balance sheet, we look at our franchisees' balance sheet. We're well positioned to weather the storm. to deal with the current circumstances and to be able to serve guests through our off-premise capabilities. And we feel we're going to come out of this situation stronger and better as a group because of the strength of our franchisees, our restaurant owners, and the brands that we have, especially Tim Hortons in Canada.
And I wonder if it actually opens the door, an opportunity, if you will. I mean, it's been no secret that you guys have expanded over the years, and including the brands that you've got. Popeyes is an example of that. You know, a lot of people have wondered if, you know, pizza was an area you would focus on. Can you just shed some light on how you're thinking about acquisitions at this time when there's been also so much focus on the core business?
Yeah, I'm laser focused. Our teams are laser focused on the three great brands that we own and operate, working closely with our franchisees to make sure we're well positioned to weather the current situation and come out of it stronger and better. We look at those sorts of things opportunistically over time, but our focus today is on Tim Hortons in Canada, as well as our other brands in their home markets and internationally, and making sure that we do the best we can for our franchise owners and our guests, and making sure everyone stays safe and that we deliver great food every day.
Okay, well, let's talk about the food. I mean, we were talking earlier in the program about, I guess people can't get enough of those Popeyes chicken sandwiches, but I would imagine this is true at Tim Hortons as well. Like, how important, literally, has been what's on the menu been during the pandemic?
Yeah, critical. And just speaking of Popeyes for a moment, we launched the now at least North America, if not world famous chicken sandwich. We launched the test in Edmonton, and now recently in London, Ontario, and the reaction has been really strong. So it gives us confidence that we have a sandwich that transcends borders and cultures, and we think we have a winner on our hands, and look forward to bringing it to more Canadians in the coming months and quarters. And for Tim's, I think the comfort of the menu that people have known for so many years, the coffee, the baked goods, the donuts, the hot breakfast sandwiches, which we've now enhanced and improved the quality of our English muffin as well as our bacon. That comfort and confidence in what people know is what we've seen people gravitate towards in the current environment. And so we haven't seen too much innovation other than the work we're doing to improve the quality and continue to improve the quality of our offering. And that's been the focus. What we're not seeing a lot of limited time offers and promotional activities. We're focusing on the core. We're focusing on the things that made Tim Hortons famous. And that's what people in Canada are looking for in this moment.
Jose, before we let you go, I guess, look, at the end of the day, nobody can know what's going to happen on the health front with COVID-19. And, you know, we're looking towards the fall. We're wondering about how many people are going back to work within your industry. I think one of the trends that seemed to emerge during this quarter as your peers reported their results was the habits of, you know, going to work and stopping by your favorite place to get something were altered because you maybe weren't going to work in the same way. So how are you going to be thinking about the timing of when people might be popping by one of your locations, just depending on how things play out for the rest of the year and into 2021?
Yeah, we're working closely with our restaurant owners and the local municipalities to make sure we're on top of the phased approach that's taking place in Canada throughout the provinces as we reopen. Our teams are prepared both to address the service needs through the drive-thrus as well as dining rooms. As dining rooms reopen, we've put safety measures in place, additional and enhanced safety measures with acrylic screens and with contactless procedures to ensure that the experience, and also social distancing in the queues as well as in the dining rooms to ensure that social distancing is respected in our restaurants. What we want to do is what we've done forever in Canada, which is deliver great tasting coffee, great tasting food, and to do so in a manner that gives people comfort and confidence in the quality and the safety of the experience. And so that's our focus. How long it'll take, we don't know, but we're working closely and intensely to do it the right way with our restaurant owners and our team members.